Hey everyone, Dwayne from Mothership Products. I'm just hanging out and doing some work. I figured I'd throw up a live chat. Anybody that wants to come in, come on in. If you don't see the link in the chat, just say you want in and I'll drop the link again. So I'm just going to be working. Hey Michelle, how are you? Just hanging out, not doing much. Stand by, how are you? Been a minute since I've seen you around. I'm just working. If anybody wants to come in, hit the link above just to do some BS or work or whatever. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Well, it's early, but yeah, I'm the same. I'm pretty good. I took this week off just to get some stuff done around the house and work on my motorcycles a little bit and get some work on eBay done. And I've been pretty lazy actually, so I need to get my butt to work. How have you been, Jennifer? Excuse me. Mixing bowl for what? For like a KitchenAid type mixing bowl, or like ceramic or storage scavenger. How are you? Yeah, I just I don't go live very often because I don't normally have a whole lot to say. But like I said, I figured I'm going to do some work, and it's the middle of the day on a Friday, so I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to go on, and anybody that wants to come on can. And I'll put the link in there again. Hey, excuse me, T, how are you? Platts graph, huh? That must be fancy glassware of some sort, because I am definitely not well versed in that. I'm doing a inventory. I did the inventory of all my stuff. I have an inventory page that I keep, and so I bounce that against what's actually listed on eBay versus what I think is listed on eBay. So I usually do that every time that I find that I've sold something and didn't remove it from one of the other platforms. So yeah, it happens a little too often, unfortunately. I need to get better at my watching my paperwork. So, but yeah, so I've done eBay and I've done Mercari so far. I'm working on Poshmark. I did Depop. I did Etsy, and I've done Grailed. So I know, right, Sandra? It's kind of weird. Like I was just telling everybody else, I took the week off to get some stuff done. So I figured, what the heck, I'd come on and anybody that wants to come in and BS with me, come on in. The link's above. So yeah, I mean, I don't have one of these huge stores like some people that have like 2,500 items. So I physically went and I looked in my inventory, bounce it against my inventory that I have listed. I mean, my inventory sheet, and then compare it to the different platforms. Grailed is it's a clothing website, clothing platform. I've actually had just a couple of sales on it. It's kind of more modern stuff, and I don't have a lot of that stuff, a lot of those type of clothing items. So, and it's Grailed. Here, I'll type it in like that. So, like I said, I've only had a couple of sales on there for a little bit of money, but At one time, I was trying List Perfectly for their little trial, so I cross posted everything, and just to see, how List Perfectly worked. I really liked it, but my only problem is that I didn't, I don't put out enough I don't put it out in. Excuse me, man. I don't do enough listing to, facilitate having to pay for the List Perfectly. So if I did a little more listing and put a little more effort into my eBay, I probably would. Heroin, never heard of that one. Yeah, I haven't heard of heroin. Is that one new, Michelle? Standby. I don't know when it came out. I'll have to look. Let me look real quick. It's been around for a while, but it just really hasn't picked up a lot of speed. It's been around since 2014. So yeah, it's been around a little while. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to look at that, Michelle. Is it also clothing, or is it not clothing? I guess I can look it up right now. I don't know if people, typing in heroin, and it's like, whoa. What is he looking at? Oh, designer clothes for women. Ah, okay. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, because Grail is mostly guy stuff, right? That's right. I honestly don't do a lot of women's clothing. The only women's clothing I do are women's jeans, because I gotta tell you, you ladies are too damn picky. So a guy, if it's a size 34, 32, he's gonna buy it, but women have every different kind of fit, and it's got to fit. No, I don't do it. You're not picky. Yeah, I'm not either, Craig. Yeah, that's why I don't really sell women's clothing other than jeans, and that's just because most women know what kind of jeans they want. If they want, seven for all mankind, A pockets, they know that that'll fit them. Whereas a size large in 5 different blouses, everyone's going to be a different size. So somebody come on here. I can't talk to this computer too long by myself. I don't bite too hard. How's everybody else been doing? Man, I got 20 people in here? Well, you guys really have no lives. That's crazy. Hey, Kathleen, how are you? I saw that you were you put out a video about your ornament skirts. Are you getting ready to start doing those again, Kathleen? For those that don't know, you should go check out Kathleen Brandt. She makes these really cool beaded Swarovski crystal and stuff ornament skirts. They're like they go over an ornament and they drape. I got one for my mom last year. She really loved it. We got one for ourselves too. They're really cool. So, pretty fun. Trying to get in the mood. Yeah, I've heard that before, Kathleen. Oh, not about that though. Marrakech 7. I don't know if I've ever met you. How are you? Good morning. Actually, it's afternoon here, so now I'm going to make me talk to myself. Fine, I'm just going to work then. Oh, man. Oops. Now I lost my chat. See? Man. Are you feeling better, Kathleen? I know you were Not really feeling real good the other day. Well, a couple of weeks, maybe a week ago. I don't even know. I'm so far behind on everybody's videos and lives and everything. Ah, whatever, Kathleen. Yeah, I haven't watched any. I rarely watch any YouTube anymore. I'm just so dang busy, and I don't know. So if any of you put out some great content, let me know, because I haven't watched any in a while. Like, I haven't watched an auction. I mean, I'll stop in once in a great while at somebody's auction just to say hello and let people know I'm not dead. But yeah, I don't go to many auctions anymore. Nothing. Oh, that's good to hear, Kathleen. That I know it comes and goes, but seems like you're doing okay now. Well, for the time being, right? Going to be soon. You're going to be soon one of these days. What? Going to be what soon? What did I say? Let me think. Busy? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. I'm getting old too. I'm coming up on 50, guys. And hey, Mr. Bum Crack Picker, how are you? I'm almost. Oh yeah, auctions. Gotcha. Okay. Hey, Deldon's here. How's it going, Deldon? Oh, Crystal has been rewatching the old reseller six pack shows. We've they asked if we'd ever thought about doing a reunion show. I've talked to Lonnie about it once or twice, and at one time we were thinking of it. Just having a six pack reunion show, but it just hasn't happened. I don't know if it's trying to get everybody in one place at the same time, or if it's if there's conflicts. I have no idea. I don't think so. I think it's just like I said, trying to get everybody in one place at one time. So Deldon's in the house living the dream. I'm living somebody's dream. Not sure whose it is, but somebody's got to be living this stuff. Robert, how are you today? Like I said, I'm just got tired. I was tired of being by myself. So figured I'd come on and BS and do some work. But I need somebody else to come in so I can BS with them. I mean, I can talk to the camera and the chat, but sheesh, rough crowd. Hey, Joanna, how are you? And Vita, how are you? Thanks for stopping in, guys. I'm a pretty boring live person, so unless I'm doing an auction. So we'll come on in. Oh, I guess I can meet you. There you go. There's the link. Come on in, Deldon. You're not naked, are you? Because I don't, no, that would be bad. I mean, I'm not wearing pants, but that's fine because you can't see from can't stand. So I'm doing good, Vita. I'm doing good. Oh, you're not yet, and you're not naked yet. Oh, my scale died. I was right in the middle of doing some shipping the other day, and my scale died. I was pretty unhappy, and I didn't have a spare, so I actually had to buy one. And for like 4 or 5 days, I had to wait. I had to guess the weight of things, and basically, is it under a pound? Okay, that's good. If it's over a pound, okay, that goes over here. Is it under a pound? Okay, what I did. That's good. If it's over a pound, okay, that goes over here. What? Is it over a pound? Okay. You just come on and leave your thing going on. Over a pound? Okay, that goes over here.
I'm a noob. I gotta mute the YouTube.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, how you been, man?
I've been good. How about you?
Working. I dropped off the YouTube planet for a few months, and
Yeah, me too.
last week I made my reappearance or whatever. I was goaded into doing another auction, so
How'd that go for you?
it was all right. And then I did one last night that was kind of, so I had 3 guests on. So I had Rod, it went by doing.
Yeah.
And Victoria from Adventures in Reselling, and Callie Reseller Luis.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was fun. It was good to get back into it a little bit.
Why did you stop doing auctions? Unless you don't want to say.
I've said it. I don't care. There was a lot of drama with a bunch of bullshit.
There is, isn't there? It ends up being a lot of drama and a lot of work. A lot more work than you know.
And then, like the last few auctions, like I always offer free shipping.
Right.
But then my auctions became a social hour. So like, like you bid on something and somebody's like, oh, Dwayne wants it. I kind of wanted it, but if Dwayne's bidding, I don't want to bid against him. And I'm like, this is my business. I am not here to just give shit away and then pay for the shipping. I lost $917 in the last 2 auctions I did just on the shipping. Because when I start my items, I start them for what I have into them, hoping that I make profit and then also to cover the shipping.
Sure.
And like my last auction in the May or June, I just stopped it. I said, this isn't working for me.
Yeah.
So I
can understand that. It is it can be a problem. I mean, when you're trying, see, when we were doing ours, that's why I didn't do a lot of auctions of my own stuff. First of all, I didn't have cool stuff, and but what I always told my guests is bring something that other people will want, but that you don't need to get a lot of money out of to break even.
Yeah.
I mean, don't bring $1,000 watch onto an auction because you're going to lose your ass. Yeah. So and that's just kind of what we went with is keep the expectations low and have a good time. We actually enjoyed having the camaraderie, the people BSing.
I really miss hanging out with you and Heather on Saturday nights like that. Like when you had your auctions on Saturday nights, like I would rush home. Like and it didn't matter who else your guest was. Like you and Heather are awesome people, and I just loved that camaraderie.
Like I said, we told everybody, hey, come by, hang out, chat, do whatever you want. Hey, if you see something you're interested in, bid on it. But you don't have to bid on anything to come in. And I think when we did it that way, you got people in that may have not planned on bidding on something, but they'd see something. Hey, I remember that from my childhood or whatever.
Yeah.
And, we just tried to keep it fun. That was the main thing. And that's kind of why I quit doing it, is it got to the point where it just wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be. So that's why.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing them again on Wednesday nights now. I'm moving it from Thursday to Wednesday, and it's not. I'm not going to do just a whole auction of me. I'm going to make it like a round table. Okay. So we'll do. I'll have. I'm going to try. I've done the last couple with 4, and I think four auction people, four people total to auction stuff off. I think that's just a bit too much. So I think 3 is a perfect number, myself and 2 guests.
Right.
So that's what next week we're going to do.
That's cool.
Yep. So I need one more person to join me for next week. I have Misha.
Renee.
Yep. She's coming next. I think we're Wednesday, and then I need one more person to.
It's like you guys heard it. Anybody that wants to go on an auction, how many items do you want them to bring? Between
5 and 10.
There you go. If you guys want to do an auction, Sheldon's got a spot for you. All you got to do is contact him and see if you can get in on it. It's a lot of fun.
We do them Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time.
There you go. So, yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. I met some awesome people doing the auction. We did it for 2.5 years. Almost every Saturday night. There were a couple that I missed because I had to be somewhere, but very rarely did we miss any. And I think that was another reason that it was pretty successful, is just being very consistent. We were there Saturday night. You knew it. Saturday night at 7 o'clock Central, we were gonna do an auction. So
Yeah. So it was fun. And I miss, I didn't do them for like 3 months, and I really did miss them.
Yeah,
but,
it is. It's very social.
But this for me, like this is my livelihood. Like I'm full-time reseller now, and to put 6 hours into doing a live show, and then so it just
and it just might not work for you.
Yeah,
as
well, that was the thing is, we opened our antique store and thrift store,
right?
And then 9 days after we opened, COVID happened, and I made the police come out and shut me down because I wasn't going to shut down,
right?
And so they shut me down, and so I was like, well, shit, what do I do? So I had a bunch of good stuff, good jewelry, good coins, and I mean those first 3-4 months of auctions, I mean we were slaying it, absolutely slaying it. And then there was no more storage units to buy.
Right.
And I sold out all of the grade A merchandise out of my store. And then it became like, oh, okay, who wants to buy this random box of crap? And I don't want to just sell stuff just to sell stuff just for views or whatever. I mean, I want to, like, I am a professionally licensed auctioneer. Like,
I'm not. I just play one on YouTube once in a while.
And like I don't want to just auction something just to say I'm having an auction. I want to bring something of value to people that somebody will buy and have an interest in.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and I'm Tara. I didn't call you names. Jeez, calling me Minnesota. You betcha.
So what are you? I seen you. You moved your channel, or you created another channel for your.
I did. I created another channel as well. Mothership Motorsports. There's not much on it right now. Just a couple of boring things for people that are working on a Suzuki Intruder. I've been got into doing some motorcycle work, and buying and selling, flipping motorcycles.
Oh, cool.
I've just really enjoyed it. I enjoy doing the work. It gets my hands moving again, because I was a machinist for a while. I was, I used to race cars. So I was missing working on stuff, and motorcycles are way easier to work on than cars because it's all right there. You know, I mean, you don't have to try and crawl into under the hood. And so, now I have, how many bikes do I have in my garage? 6, I think.
Oh, wow.
But, they're all in different stages. I have one that I'm selling to my future son-in-law. My daughter has one. I have the one that I ride most. And then I have a couple that are in process of getting ready to be flipped. I have a Gold Wing, and I have an old Gold Wing, a 75 Gold Wing, and then I have another one that I'm building the motor for now. So, just staying busy.
Very cool. Very cool. You still have your daytime job though, right?
Yeah, I still have my daytime job. Yeah. I just took this week off because I needed to burn some time. So.
I don't miss working for the man.
Yeah, I can get that, but I don't hate my job. So if I hated my job, I'd be gone. But if I could make sure that I could count on myself to make enough money. But
I mean, I loved the cars. Like when I was working for Audi, like I loved the product. Just that grind of selling them, and then stepping into management. It was great at first because I'm like, oh, I'm making almost $200,000 and blah blah blah, and I can buy what I want, go where I want, do what I want. But then it just became like I can't do that because now I'm working 90 hours a week.
Exactly. It's like you don't have any time to spend the money you're making.
And then the final straw was I had some money saved up, and like I went on medical leave, and on Halloween night I got rushed to the hospital.
Right.
a what I can't even pronounce it. It's ventricular so anyway, so my heart beat
tachycardia.
Yeah, so like the lower part of my heart beats at a different, like the top part of my heart beats normal, and then the bottom part will just go crazy.
Oh wow, okay.
So they gave me so they put me on medical leave for 5 weeks, and during that 5 weeks, not a single member of the ownership team, not a single member of upper management called to see if I was alive, dead, coming back to work or what. And I was like, I'm out. I'm out. I got released to go back to work on December 9th. We got our Christmas bonuses at 9 a.m. Saturday morning on December 13th, and I resigned at 2 o'clock after I cashed my Christmas bonus check.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. I mean, you got to draw the line. If you're not happy, change. Just make sure that you've done enough prep work that you're not just gonna take a plunge off the side.
Yeah. Like COVID absolutely threw it for a loop. So
I'm sure it threw everybody for a loop.
So we still haven't opened our store back up.
So what have you been doing?
So I've been cramming on eBay.
Okay.
And then we did the YouTube auctions for about 4 months, which was great. But out at our store, I mean, our store is out in Springtown, Texas. It's not even really in town. We're in the country or in the county. So we're between Azle, Texas and Springtown, Texas. And we got 2 acres where our warehouse is. And so like Bob's out there right now. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, we do a flea market. So we don't charge people to set up. We let anybody come set up if they want to. The more people that we get that set up out there, the more money we make on the weekends because more people see it and they turn in. So we do that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and eBay. That's about it. So
wow. Yeah, you've been stuffing stuff on eBay, huh?
Yep. Yeah, we got probably between our 2 accounts, I think we got about 1,300, 1,400 items right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I was actually watching when I turned on your channel. I've been sorting coins.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, just a mind-numbing. Got to do it though, right?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
respect for the labor force. What do you mean? No, that's not true. That's called no respect for the labor force. It depends on what you're talking about, Marquette. We weren't dogging on anybody. Just
no, I think they're saying
I have a daytime job, so
I think what they're commenting on is my comment how no member of management or whatever checked in.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it was crazy because like I got put in the hospital one Saturday. My face swelled up, my foot swelled up, and I thought I was having an allergic reaction because I'm allergic to onions. And I had stopped and got a breakfast burrito that wasn't supposed to have onions in it. So I went to the urgent care and they threw me on the scale and took my blood pressure. The girl left, came back in and said, we're calling an ambulance. We're taking you to the hospital. Your blood pressure is like 187 over 149 or whatever. Jeez. So they were afraid I was going to stroke out.
Right.
So I was off for a week. I came back to work. The following week, one of our finance managers at the dealership, who appeared to be in perfect health condition. He used to own actually 2 Gold's gyms. He died during the World Series of hypertension, cardiac arrest. Oof. The week afterwards, I get back in the hospital. I was just like, I'm not dying working for somebody else. If I'm going to die, I'm living my own dream, not somebody else.
He's going to die in his bathtub on YouTube. You're never going to live that down. Right?
That was my very first live stream. Like
you're never going to live it down.
Years ago, and it was for 15 minutes. And no one will ever. Like, if somebody's, you're the guy in the bathtub. Bathtub karaoke. Yeah.
Yep. They, people remember that stuff.
Yep.
They won't let you forget.
Not at all.
No. Hopefully you're doing better now.
Oh yeah,
A
yeah,
little less stress other than having to make money and stuff.
yep. So I still got my house.
Oh, that's good. That's
So
good.
haven't lost my house or my car.
Yeah.
So
I've done that in the past. Lost my house, lost my car.
yeah.
I didn't lose my wife. That was the only thing that I got to keep. So
Well, I got rid of my wife, and I lost a house, 3 restaurants, and a catering business one time.
yeah. So now does Bob have a daytime job, or is he only
Nope.
he's
Nope.
the same
Yeah,
as you?
Bob actually used to be one of my bosses
Oh,
in
okay.
Audi, and then he had quit after I had been there like 6 months, and then I worked there for another 3.5 years.
Gotcha.
But no, he does he does pretty well. He does like his own financial investing and
Financial.
whatever. Yeah, so
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so and I think he inherited some money when his dad passed or whatever. But he's got money, and he's always talking about his mutual funds and this, that, and another thing. And I'm like, I do penny stocks.
There you go.
So I had one penny stock a couple years ago. I put $100 in it, and then I was watching HBO, and they were talking about like weird technical things or whatever, and it was this device where you put marijuana in it, right? And it vaporizes it, and it will tell you, because different strains of marijuana can do different things.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
if you're using it medically, there's like this strain of marijuana will help alleviate migraines. This one will help alleviate bladder incontinence or whatever. Just make
Sure. Yeah.
But it will tell you, and I was like, that is some neat shit right there.
Right.
So it was like, medical marijuana and recreational marijuana is becoming more and more popular. It's eventually going to be legal everywhere. And so there's this little bitty company that made this medical device that would analyze the vapor or whatever marijuana and tag it as this strain of marijuana will help with this. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw $100 into this, because the stock was like 1/12 of 1 cent.
So, holy cow!
So I bought $100 worth, and then 6 weeks later, my $100 turned into like $2,700, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm cashing out."
You follow it after that to see if it would go higher?
Yeah, it went bankrupt, so I dumped it. I dumped it like right at the peak, and then
you were probably their only investor, so as soon as you dump, they're out.
I kind of doubt that. I invested in one penny stock, some oil company or whatever. It's supposed to be some gas and oil company, and their office was literally 6 blocks from my house.
Oh wow!
And so I put a few $100s in that, and then I logged in one day to check my stocks, and it had like the skull and crossbones on it, which means it's been deemed a non-tradable stock. And I drove over to their office, which was 6 blocks from my house, and it was in this crappy little strip mall. And there was like one of them plastic folding tables, 6 chairs around it, and like a 19-inch TV. And that was it. Like the doors were locked, nobody in there, but it was just like a table, 6 chairs, and a TV. And I was like, this is some shady shit right here.
Yeah,
I probably should have gone and looked at their office before I put my money in it.
Yeah, for sure, especially if it's only a couple blocks away.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I actually have a chance right now. I thought about it, but I haven't pulled the trigger. Utah County has its first distillery for alcohol. And they're just, it's a startup, and it's you can buy in right now. It's right at the base level and everything. So
What's it? Let me write it down. What's it called?
I have to look. I honestly don't know.
That would be something, because I know there's going to be a lot of repressed Mormons out there just wanting to get trashed.
Let's see. Clearwater Distillery.
Okay.
So that's what it's called. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. I haven't decided whether I'm going to invest. Hey, Angie, how are you? But yeah, I keep getting a couple of things. Hey, we're at the ground floor. Throw us a couple $100, and it's not. I don't think it's publicly traded. It's more of an investment
Yeah.
right now. So, but I don't know.
Might be worth throwing a couple $100 at.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. If I had a couple hundred, I'll have to make that. But
There's a little place, when I was traveling with the show, there's a little place in Ogden that
yeah,
like, a little like microbrewery or whatever. I had dinner at a couple of times, and it was really good.
yeah. There's actually a couple other distilleries in Salt Lake. One of them called Outlaw Distillery, and they make rums. And I think they have actually I can't remember if it's just rum or if I know they have 3 different kinds of rums. They have a dessert rum, a regular rum, and then a white rum, if I remember. But yeah, they sell them, in our liquor store. So for all those that don't know, Utah is a very Mormon state, and you can only buy alcohol in state-sponsored liquor stores. So you can buy beer at a grocery store, but no wine, any wine or anything that has any kind of alcohol, mixed drink type alcohol.
I think Ohio's like that too.
Is all in a state-sponsored liquor store. So they're actually in our liquor stores now. That Outlaw rum. So.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've had it twice. The first one, the regular rum is pretty good. The dessert rum is a spiced rum, and I didn't care for it. It had a little bit of too much sediment in it. I think they went a little overboard on the spices on it. So
Robert Jones says many breweries were once hot in Kansas City. I have a very good friend of mine in high school who is CFO or COO or whatever for Free Street Brewery in Lawrence, Kansas, which is
we have some mini or microbreweries here as well. We have the Uinta Brewing Company. We have the Epic Brewing Company. So there's some pretty good ones.
The strip club laws are very weird in Salt Lake.
Well, yeah, because so I think this is actually in quite a few places. So there's
not that I visit those types of establishments.
Yeah, whatever. We know the truth. You're the guy flipping the bills. So full nude, no alcohol, and there's only one. There's one strip club that is full nude. It was actually across the street from where I used to work. And then there's about 3 or 4 other, pasty style strip clubs, and they do serve alcohol.
Last time I was there, I think the guy who owns the one with alcohol or full nude owns like 3 of them, because the way and I was drunk that night, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but if you want a lap dance, it's a bar that doesn't have alcohol or something like that, and it's not fully nude. They're like in bikinis, and then they have one that has alcohol, and then they have one that's fully nude. So if you want to see everything, get drunk, and get lap dance, they have like a shuttle or whatever that will take you from one to the other to the other.
So there's 3 of them. There's Northern Exposure and 2 Southern Exposures.
Okay, yeah,
that's probably what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
I was pretty lit that night. So
yeah.
And I was taken there against my will because I'm a good Christian being. I don't go to
and you were blindfolded the whole time. You didn't see anything inappropriate. Yeah, I'm there with you.
Oh goodness. So what's Heather up to?
She's just upstairs.
I don't know.
She's still writing her books, whatever, when she gets the creative urge going. So
I haven't worked on mine in over a year.
Yeah.
I just get blocked. And then I get an idea or whatever, and then like I had a couple of ideas, and I read Terry Mancore's Spellmonger series.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, shit, that's very close to what I kind of was
You
thinking.
took my plot, my premise.
So you just got to rework everything, and I get writer's block, and I just get to a point sometimes where I'm just like, oh, I can't do this right now.
Yeah, see, and that's Heather too. She'll write for a while, and then she'll get to a spot in her book where she's not feeling it, and so she'll go and do something else for a while, and then come back and attack it again. So, it's.
I write better with collaborations too, I think.
Do you?
Yeah.
See, and what she does is she'll write a while, and then she'll bounce the ideas off me, and we'll kind of streamline it a little bit. Not as like an editor necessarily, but kind of, breaking up paragraph sentences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And that's I'm horrible at editing and punctuation and I capitalize every other word. It seems like I definitely need an editor. I tried to use that dragon speak where you just talk it out or whatever, but then it doesn't punctuate properly, and you got to go back and edit it. And
right.
I was like,
a couple of different programs. Like one of them's called Hemingway, where you can cut and paste something into it, and it'll kind of analyze it for you. Say, hey, this is a really clumsy sentence. This is a really long sentence. You have too many adjectives. Those kind of things. So,
is that a free software or?
Yeah, you just go to Hemingway.com. But you can't. The only thing is you paste it in there.
Yeah.
And then you have to cut it out and put it back in. There's no easy transfer. It's kind of low that way. So, but yeah, no, that does that helps Heather. And then of course she has Grammarly, because Heather can't spell to save her ass. She is a horrible speller, and she'll be the first to admit it. So, she can stump spell check sometimes. And so she has Grammarly that she uses. I think she just uses the free version just to help, some of the misspellings and stuff. So, hey, Derek, how are you? Oh my goodness, we have 27 people in here. You guys, I can't believe you're here.
So NASCAR Man has invited me to be on his auction on Mondays at 1 p.m.
Well, there you go. Now you just invited him to be on yours on Wednesday.
So that would be fantastic.
There you go. You guys can swap stories, swap auctions.
That would work out great.
Cool.
So what else you got going on?
Like you said, I'm just working, and then I come home and I work out in the garage. I bought a welder, and I've been doing some welding. And
a stick or a MIG?
It's actually a multi-parameter. I use it as a MIG, but it's stick, MIG, or TIG. I just don't have a TIG torch.
I hate TIG. Oh my god, I hate TIG.
Yeah, see, and I think I would like TIG just because it's so precise. You have to. I mean, it's very monotonous unless you're trying to stick two things together. Then it's like MIG.
Well, something a lot of people don't know about me is I actually went to the Hobart School of Welding Technology and Engineering in Troy, Ohio.
Oh wow, no, I didn't know that.
And I aced everything.
Yeah.
Until I got to TIG titanium.
Oh, I bet.
And that was such a pain. I mean, I passed it, but man, that was
tungsten
overhead stick pipe before I do TIG. It was rough.
Yeah, I can MIG pretty good. That's what I've done most. I mean, I built trailers and race cars and stuff, and it's all been MIG. Rarely do I have to do TIG, and that's usually only if it's a non-ferrous metal or aluminum or something that
MIG aluminum is fun too.
Yeah, I haven't ever done that. I don't have the MIG gun. So I mean, not the MIG gun, the aluminum spool gun for MIG. That's what I was meant. So. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool, but I don't do it.
Tune it in a lot, but more refined too, because you can't just throw 95% argon or whatever. You got to change your gases and everything. My dogs are going crazy outside.
Yeah, I have 2575 now, so And that's just like I said. I'm just doing MIG now because I'm building welding carts and shit like that. So, but I did want to learn how to TIG because a lot of race cars and the bike that I would like to build, I want to make out of chromoly. So,
out of what?
Chrome moly.
What is that?
It's a chrome molybdenum. It's stronger than mild steel. So, but it's lighter. It's you just have to look it up.
Well,
I don't know the exact breakdown of everything. It's just, but it, a 1-inch piece of mild steel and a 1-inch piece of chrome moly. The chrome moly will be as strong and lighter. So it works great for race cars and stuff like that. But you have to take it. So, oh, yeah, that's right. Mike, the crazy card was a welder. That's right. I remember that now.
Well, it was not super easy for me, Mike.
It melts like butter.
Yeah.
Bronze, huh? You can't braze? Or is bronze not brazing at that point? Yeah, I forgot Mike the crazy card was a welder, so I'm just a beginner. Just like I'm an auctioneer. I'm not an auctioneer. I'm not a welder either. I just play one. I just stick 2 pieces of metal together and then grind it so it looks good. So, stronger, lighter, and better rust resistance. Oh, were we talking about chromoly? Yeah, that's what most race cars are made out of. It has a high tensile strength.
What are they making race cars out of? Ceramic pipe or something?
I can't imagine that. That would be too brittle.
Or engines or something out of ceramic?
They do a lot of carbon fiber for all the different body parts. Oh, yeah, okay. So chrome moly is stronger, lighter, and better rust resistance. So that's what Mike said. So,
yeah. Figure.
I know they're making knives out of chrome, out of ceramic coated knives and stuff. So.
Huh. Very cool.
Yeah, I need to get with Mike, have him come out, fly him out here and teach me how to weld. We actually have a really good welding school, but it's $10,000. And then, they guarantee you a job afterwards, which I'm not sure I would need that.
Hobart did that too.
Yeah. There's a lot of welding jobs out there that there's a lot of need for
them. I actually interviewed with Bacardi, which is why I had to take or do the TIG titanium. And then I was working for True Green, the lawn care company, sales part-time. And I was going to school and then as soon as I get out of school at 2:00, I'd go to True Green at 3 and work till 9 and doing sales. Mm-hmm. And I was in my early 21, and I made $80 grand. And I was and that was just peddling lawn care and sales. I'm well, shit. I can make 80 grand welding, but I'm going to get burned and I'm going to, it's labor intensive. And the labor, talk to people on the phone and make more money than my dad had working for the state of Illinois for 40 years. I was sales is where it's at. So,
if you're that type of person, I'm a good salesman as long as I don't have to deal with people. I can do eBay. But if I actually have to try and sell something to a person face to face, I suck.
But that's Mike, that as I evolved as a salesperson throughout my life and career and journey and whatever you want to call it, I found that I can't just sell anything. I mean, I can just sell anything, but I kind of have a moral compass now. So,
whoa. You have a moral compass?
I do.
Delvin, you? Are you sure? At least when it comes to sales.
I can't sell a product that I absolutely don't believe in.
Yeah. No, and that's
when I work for Audi, I absolutely love Audi. I love the quality of the car. If the owner of our Audi dealership said, "Hey, we just bought a Kia dealership, Delden, and we're going to promote you to general manager at the Kia dealership," I would say no, thank you. Because if it's a product I I don't believe in, or I think is garbage, or whatever, I'm like, I'm not in. I'm like,
Well, yeah.
I'm going to blow smoke at somebody's ass just to make
I
money.
think a lot of people are that way. I can't sell anything. You know, there's people that can sell something knowing that it's broken or knowing that it's got a problem without telling people. That's just not me. I have to. I put it all out there. You know, hey, this is the problems I see. Now, if they find something I didn't see, you know, I did my best.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm with you. I couldn't sell something that I couldn't, you know, stand behind.
Yeah. And some people are like, oh, that, you know, this car's got a 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty. I'm like, well, it has to, because you're going to take it in every 5,000 miles for breakdown, and they want to sell their cars, so they have to give something to entice people to buy it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But anyway, I need to probably get back to work and go grab some lunch, but I wanted to. Oh, and my business partner is calling me now, so.
Well, thanks for talking to me, man. I appreciate it. It's been a minute since I've talked to you, so.
Yeah, well, it was good talking to you, man.
Yeah.
And hello, everybody, and goodbye. And NASCAR man, I guess we'll get in touch about doing an auction.
There you go.
I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right. Take care.
How do I get out of here? I've never been in. How do I do this?
All right, guys. How's it going? It's me again. All me, all the time. Here's the link. Anybody else want to come on in? We're just BSing about whatever. No particular topic. I was saying it was a working hangout, but I haven't worked at all, so that doesn't really work for me. Oh. So, Mike, do you still weld for fun, or did you just like walk away? Weren't you doing like ornamental iron and stuff like that before you started the whole eBay process or whatever? I just didn't know if you still had a welder and were playing in the garage or the shed or whatever, or if you just flushed the whole thing. Oh man. I think Robert, somebody asked me, I think they were talking about these. These are all the things that I found that were wrong with my inventory. Luckily, these were things that I thought were listed, but they're not. So instead of the other way where they were listed and I don't have them. So I got to go through and find all my pictures or take them all out of the bags again and repicture them and stuff like that. Darling B says, my brother welds for one of the big pipelines. Yeah, that's where the money is. Those Heather has a cousin that's a pipe fitter. You get into those specialty type welding jobs. You know, I had a friend when I was in the Marine Corps whose dad was an underwater welder. Those guys make killer money because there's just not that many people that can do that. But yeah, so pipe fitters make the pipe fitter I know, the pipe fitter I know makes some pretty good money. Yeah, I walked away. I have a whole shop worth of equipment still. Rather sell junk. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's understandable. You should probably sell off your equipment if you're not going to use it anymore. I mean, there's a market out there, I'm sure, for. And I think, weren't you a Hobart guy, or Lincoln or Miller? I can't remember. I think you said Hobart when I talked to you about it a long time ago. So, yeah, that's true, Darlene B. It's very seasonal. I agree with that. Yeah, those pipeline companies, they can only work when they can get into the ground. So, a lot of those places hire for 6 months and you're off for 6 months, or some of them are pretty cool. I think the one that my wife's cousin does is he works for like 8 months, and then they put him on unemployment for the other 4. So they don't really get rid of him. They just put him on unemployment and then hire him back. So it's kind of kind of like on call. He's there, but not really doing his job necessarily. But he's kind of still on the payroll for that. So, but yeah, I know a lot of places that do that. That you can only work 8 months out of the year because of natural, the environment. So, he's a Miller guy. Okay. Gotcha. My dad has a Miller. He had a Miller. What's it? I mean, it was old. It was the kind where you had to pull the electrodes out. It had like 9 different settings, and it was a MIG machine. I can't remember what that was. 250, MIG Miller 250, something like that. Yeah, go get ready for your show, Paul. Don't be dinking around watching me. Nice seeing you though. Or thanks for whatever the hell, you know what I'm talking about. See ya. My daughter's bike. Well, we finally got carburetor kits for it. They were pretty pricey compared to all the other carburetor kits. So we put new carburetor kits in it. It runs really good, but it does have an issue where it cuts out. It just stops. Like all power gets lost. So I think it's a stator problem, and I just haven't taken time to look at it. She's out of town right now. She's with her boyfriend in St. Louis, I think. St. Louis. Oh wait, St. Louis, Illinois. So, but so she's and I think what she's doing. Hey Dennis, how are you? I think what she's doing is she's waiting for me to finish the Savage, the Suzuki Savage. It's a 650 single cylinder. I think she's waiting for me to finish that, and then she's going to sell her bike and buy that other one for me. So, which I think that would be a better bike for her anyway. It's a newer bike. It's a light bike. It is a 650 single cylinder, so there's a lot of torque. But with such a light bike, I think she can handle it. She's not a very big girl. She's 5'5", I think. I think she's 5'5", and I don't know, 130 pounds, 140 pounds. So I mean, she's just not a real big person. So she has a KZ 550 right now, and it's a pretty light bike too. But I think she'll want something a little newer. So anybody want to come on here? Here's the link again. Kathleen's laying down, or she would. So, but yeah, like I said, I've been staying busy doing that kind of stuff. It's been fun. I really enjoy working on them. And there's pretty good money. I bought most of my bikes. I buy for less than $500 or around $500, and a couple of them I sold. I sold my Suzuki 800 for $2,000. I sold a couple other Hondas for $1,000. So, and most of the time it doesn't take a lot to get them running. So, people that just don't work on bikes, don't know. And they don't want to take it to a shop and get charged $80 an hour to get everything just checked on. They'd rather sell it off and go buy a newer bike that runs. So I kind of pick up the pieces there and polish the turds and send them back out there. But so, anybody have any questions? The titles, so I get titles on all of them except 2. I have titles on all of them, and in Utah, you can apply for a missing title, not a duplicate title because it's missing for me, but it takes forever. I mean, my bike that I ride, I'm waiting to get a title on, and it's been 2 or 3 months now. And I gave them all the paperwork. I gave them a bill of sale. I had to to get a title, a new title. You have to have a police officer come out and check the VIN number, make sure it's not stolen, and sign off on it. And then you have to have bills of sale and all that stuff, and then you submit it to the DMV, and they have a select couple of people that go through and do some research and make sure it's not stolen, and then they issue a title. Well, with the virus, they're down to like one person, and there's a lot more people working on stuff in their garage, so there's more title requests, and so they got way behind. But the titles, a lot of them, they'll sign them over to me, but I won't register them, so I don't get the title turned over into my name. It's still, so I guess that they are kind of floating like that. Unless you register it here, you don't need to switch the title. You can switch the title and not register, or when you register, you can turn get the title in your name. So, yeah, for the most part, I've just been doing that with the title, leaving it open unless I'm registering it, which I've only registered 2 of the bikes so far. So, oh my. So, does anybody have any other questions? Well, thank you, Kathleen. I don't know if I'm good at it or not, but it's fun. So, oh man, I don't want to work. See, you guys are killing me. I came down here with every intention of working, but somehow it's just not happening. Oh, hey, another victim. I mean, friend. Todd, how are you?
Am I in?
You is in.
Oh my gosh.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. There's a watch in front of your camera.
Yeah. I got in another load of busted watches.
Ah.
Going through them, putting in batteries and seeing if I can shine a pig up and make it into a sow so somebody will buy it.
There you go. Yep, that's what I do with the motorcycles.
Yeah.
In fact, seriously, one time I bought 2 motorcycles for $500. I brought them home. I dusted it. They were in a working shop, so I blew all the dust off. I polished the chrome and sold them for $1,000.
Awesome.
Did no work to them. So are these the watches you bought the other day, or did you buy another load of watches from somewhere else?
No. In fact, these were a surprise.
Somebody
You
just
know Bridget, right?
Bridget Baker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made a deal with me a couple of months ago. She gets like tons of jewelry and watches at auctions, and she just throws them in a box.
Uh-huh.
And she said, if you want to go through these, I'll send them to you, and you just send me some money, whatever you think they're worth.
Right.
And so we did that once, and she sent me another batch, and it just came.
she didn't even ask. Huh?
She just tell me it was coming. She said originally, she said, I'll send you some more another time. And you know how that goes. Sometimes people say that and they never do it.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah. So she sent me another batch, and I was like, oh, look, there's more watches.
So now, how many watches do you have?
Do I have?
I mean, I'm sure you don't have them counted, but I'm just in general in your inventory / workbench there.
Listed?
Yeah.
How many watches do I have listed?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Sure.
Because I have a bunch of watches that aren't listed.
Yeah, I know that too. That's what I'm saying. In general, how many watches do you have?
God, I bet I've got 100 listed.
Wow, nice.
But I mean, there's a bunch of them that are just like $10 watches.
Sure. But when you buy them for pennies and sell them for $10, put in a 30-cent battery, right?
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there.
So, yeah, I like tinkering if I can figure it out.
Yeah. Well, you probably got watches pretty much figured out now, right? Or do you?
No.
No, you don't get into the innards, huh? The spring things.
I don't repair mechanical watches. No.
Why not? That would keep you busy.
You have to be good.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, I can put a battery in, or I can
Polish up a crystal, huh?
yeah, I can.
I'm sure you're.
I can put a battery in, and I can clean them.
And you're probably a whiz at taking bands off and on, and those little pins and stuff in the bands.
Yeah, I can take a band off. Except once I get one off, I never have one to replace it with. So I usually just throw it away. But I mean, if you get, like Bridget sent me like 60, 70 watches.
Holy cow.
And I've already thrown away about 10 of them.
Sure.
I mean, she just gets them and throws them in a box. She doesn't even look at them.
Right.
And I'm hoping, I did this with Tanya once.
Right.
I bought a watch lot from her on might have been your auction.
Yeah, I think so.
And one of the watches was a very desirable Seiko. And I sold it for like $1,400.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. And to her, she was just happy to free up space, right?
I guess,
if you don't know, you don't know. It's just taking up space. So
yeah, but watches are like anything else. You just got to look up the comps.
Right.
And you start recognizing brands that are crappy, and you start recognizing brands that have potential. And
right, because there's been a couple where you've really made well. I mean, what's the most you sold a watch for?
2.5 years ago.
I think that's the one I was watching. We were watching it count down.
Yeah, Swiss watch for $3,600.
There you go. See? Wow. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, and like you said, it's just like anything else. If you know the brands to look for and have the patience to go through a batch of, 500 watches to find one,
yeah,
it's worth it.
And I had taken the back off of that watch and was looking at it and trying to make it run good. I showed the watch to a friend. He said, "You haven't taken the back off of that, have you?" I said, no, of course I didn't do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that stupid.
Yeah. He said, "Don't you touch it." He said, "It will sell for over $3,000 as is. You leave it alone.
Yeah, if you mess with it,
you don't know what you're doing." And yeah, I was like, it's not like putting a battery into a Timex. Right. Yeah. And sure enough, that was a very desirable watch movement. Jaeger, I think, was the name of it was a Swiss watch company. And
see, there you go, Standby. He says, "Holy cow, I have a crap load." Well, start looking him up.
Who?
In the chat, Standby.
I'm kind of behind in the chat. I'm having to switch back and forth. My internet went out.
Right, you're still using your puck, right?
My what?
your puck, your hotspot.
Yeah, were you watching this morning?
No, I would never do that.
Well, you never comment anymore, so I never know
That's
when
true.
you.
Well, a lot of times I just listen. I turn it on, and I'm working on a motorcycle or something, so I can't really hear. So let's see. Judgment Care USA. Dwayne, my single best jewelry jar was from Casey. The silver items weren't silver, but there was a half ounce of 14 karat gold chain that paid for nearly all the jewelry I purchased on all your auctions. Holy cow! Well, there you go. See. Let's see. I think I bought something from. I think I bought a jewelry lot from Sandy way back when I actually thought I could do jewelry, before I realized it was the devil. And I when I got it, there was an 18 karat or 14? I think it's 14 karat. 14 karat gold cross on a chain, and it had a diamond in the inset. So it was really good. And she's like, whatever. I mean, she's a jeweler. She's like, I got this. Whatever you get, good. I mean, I hope you make $1 bazillion. So that's just pretty cool.
Yeah, I got a good gold chain from John Cincinnati Picker off of your auction once.
Yeah.
I got sold that chain for like $400 or $500.
There you go. See, again, it's just a matter of knowing what you're looking for, or them not knowing what they're looking at. And it's not like you're trying to get over on them. Like I said,
Right.
if I sold anything, I would be just happy to get rid of it because I didn't want to deal with it. If I sold something to you and you made thousands of dollars, I'd be happy for you.
Yeah, and John was. And he sold me some jewelry since, but it wasn't anything like that bunch.
Yeah. So, and you bought a lot from the auction. So,
yeah.
The time you made it okay, right?
Some of it was not good, and some of it was excellent.
Yeah, that's how auctions work, especially when you can't physically see the item. You're looking at it through a camera. So.
Yep. So what's the auction prognosis going forward? Are you still completely done with it, or are you gonna?
Yeah. There's enough auctions out there that there's plenty for them. Everybody to go to. I do miss it occasionally, and once in a while I'll do an auction for whether it's a benefit auction or something like that. But yeah, I don't really have much plans on coming back. Schneider, you're probably talking about Schrader, Sandbite, because there's a couple of Schraders that race, Kenny Schrader, stuff like that. But let's see, Dwayne, I still have a few of your Possessed by the Devil jewelry pieces. You sent the proceeds. Oh yeah. Oh okay. When that's right. I did an auction, and it was for my, I don't know, was it 2,000 sub, where I auctioned off all this jewelry, and then I said, I wrote down a number, and the person that commented that one, I think it was 11 or something like that, and the 11th comment got all the proceeds. So I ended up being Cincinnati Picker. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I thought that was a good idea. Are they worth anything there, Judgment Care? I mean, I don't even know. So. Again, I tried my hand at jewelry. I think I still have like 3 or 4 pieces of jewelry listed that I've had listed for 2.5 years. So I'm just like, this isn't for me. It's not my thing.
A lot of jewelry and watches is a volume thing.
Yeah, I think that's true.
That's why I have so many listed. It's just, if you want this watch for $10, I'll sell it to you. If you don't, it'll sit there. So,
right, it's definitely long tail. But when you buy, like you do, buy 100 watches for $50 or whatever, you can sit on them and not worry about it. Some were nothing spectacular. I'm sure. You know what? I'm sure Judgment Care. Like I said, I just threw it all in a box and got rid of it. So hopefully there was something good for you.
I'm amazed at the amount of bad watches in the world.
Like bad name brands or just ones that don't work?
Okay, let me give you some idea here. Bridget sent me like 100 watches, right?
Right. And you said you already threw like 10 away. So.
Yeah, I threw about 10 away, but like, can you see what's in my hands here?
Yeah.
Every one of these are worth maybe $3 if I put a battery in them.
Yeah, that's not worth even taking the time.
I could put a battery in them and lot them on eBay for maybe $50 for 30 watches.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. If you got the time, that's money.
No pun intended, right?
Yeah. If you got the time, we got the beer type deal.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Standby, I think he was saying by him taking off the back that he could screw it up. So he says, I don't understand how is a watch worth more of it with the back not taken off. How do you know if it works? I have an old Seiko. So I think he was just saying, don't mess with it. Right now it'll sell for whatever, over 3,000. If you screw with it and break it or really goof it up, then it's probably not worth it. So
yeah, you can make a very valuable watch worth a whole lot less if you
right.
go to tinkering and break something on the movement.
Absolutely. So, now this, I think you told me once, is it Swiss is the best, right? That's the best type of movement. Well,
yeah, there's a lot of dependings, but I don't throw any Swiss watches away.
Yeah. And then what's the other one? Japanese, German? I don't know. Yeah. At one time you said these are the ones you kind of, anything is Swiss, you kind of hold on to. It's worth something. Germans are kind of worth some, or Japanese are worth some, but there's other ones that are not worth anything. So.
And the old U.S. stuff like Walton and Elgin and Bulova, and of course anything that says 14K on the back, don't throw that away.
Yeah, that's true. That's a giveaway. So, how have you been doing though? Like I said, I've been listening once in a while to the morning shows, but I don't really comment much.
I've been busy. Gwen finally went back to work teaching.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They don't start with kids until after Labor Day, but
gotta do all the prep work.
Yeah, having her here we've been married 34 and a half years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've never been home together for more than 2.5 months at a time. Like we were both teachers, so we would have all summer long, and pretty soon I would start getting on her nerves.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
And then we would go on vacation. Everything was great afterward, but this COVID thing happened, so she's been in the house since early March, right?
Uh-huh.
And she's just now going back to work. So yeah, that was different.
Well, you're not dead, so you must have figured it out.
Yeah, I survived, sort of.
Yeah, I think if I was home full time, I would drive Heather crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's really something to be said for the she shed and the man cave and that kind of
space
thing.
where you go do your own thing, and I have my garage and she has her craft room. So
it's not that you love somebody less, but when you're with somebody 24/7, anybody.
Right. Yeah, no,
Well, I never met somebody that I enjoyed their company 24/7.
right.
Let's
Of course you did. You.
well, I'm stuck with me.
Okay, so
What else going on? My boy got married on the 7th of August,
right.
and that was interesting too, trying to
Oh yeah, I remember you talking a little bit about it.
get everything worked out for a wedding with COVID going on. That was a pain in the ass.
I bet. I bet it was.
Yeah, it's like
Gentleman Care has a question for you. I have a Matthew Norman solid brass mantle clock with a quartz Kundo German electronic movement. Where does one find a replacement quartz movement?
dang. I guess it's trying to buy a used one and
You have to do some research on that. There's not a
take
set
the measurements and try to slip it in where that one. I mean, there's lots of quartz movements you can buy, quartz clock movements, but
he wants to make it back to the original Kundo German electronic quartz movement.
I don't know.
There you go. He just doesn't know, and I don't blame him because that's pretty specific questions. So
Yeah, it's surprising how few clocks I've done with all the watches I've got going on.
right. So yeah, your kid got married. And that was an experience, right? Now, is that your last one to get married or first of two?
No, that's the first one.
Okay, I didn't know if you have two boys, right?
Yeah, he's the oldest and he's 32. So I'm like,
Oh wow, he waited a while. That's great.
I know. Well, I did too. Parker boys are slow starters.
Okay.
My brother was like 33 when he got married, and I was 30.
Yeah. See, how old was I? I was 27 when I got married. So.
Dad was like 24 when he got married. My grandfather was like 44 when he first got married.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
then
put a lot of thought and research into before you get married.
and 44, yeah, and then they had 7 kids.
Ooh. Wow.
So yeah,
So now, how many of those ended in a divorce after waiting that long to get married?
None.
See, maybe they just waited and picked the right ones.
I guess.
My son, he got married at 18, and I thought, and his wife is 19. So, and the odds of that marriage working were like less than 10%, right?
Yeah.
Statistically, of course. But they're still married. See, how old is he now? 27? Yeah, he's 27. So they've been married for like 9 years. And I was just like, well, good job. I mean, you made it work. You beat the odds. Because I think it was when both spouses are under the age of 20, there's like a 10% chance of it actually working.
Wow.
So craziness. Gwen was probably like, "Oh, thank God, I get to go back to work."
Yeah, to get away from me, but no, this is her last year before she retires.
Oh, what are you gonna do when she retires?
I don't know.
You better buy yourself a shed. get out the house.
She will probably kill me.
Okay, well, we'll wait for the newspaper report.
She would love for me to buy a shed because she suggested about 5 times a month.
Wow, you must have a lot of junk.
I got stuff spread everywhere. I get things whittled down and then I go to an auction or something, drag home another 12 boxes of crap.
Yeah, well, it's a sickness, man. You have a sickness. You buy because it's a great deal, and then there is money, but it's a matter of listing it and getting going. Now, why don't you guys do the listing challenge anymore?
There was just fewer and fewer people participating, and we just kind of got tired of it.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, I thought the premise was great. Yeah, it did seem like there was. I only did it like once or twice, but that's because I could never sit down for an entire day and list. So, and I think it's volume that really helps you in that. And I guess if you buy, back in the day when that one place was buying all the cameras, you could win by listing 3 cameras.
Yeah.
But take care, Steve.
See you later.
So, well, cool. It's good to catch up with everybody.
Yeah. So you've just been working and got a welder?
Yeah, welder, and I've got motorcycles, and I still do eBay, just not as haven't been focusing on it as much as I probably should. I still get 1 or 2 sales a day, but it's really ramped down a lot, and it's just me. When COVID first started in March, I had just bought a storage unit that was full of models of cars and not cars, but semi trucks. And those models are worth quite a bit anyway. And then with everybody being on lockdown, everybody was. I mean, I sold hundreds of dollars worth of models in just a couple of days. There were models that were going for $120, and they were just flying out. As soon as I got them listed, I get people commenting me or contacting me about them. So that worked out well. I had, like I said, I got them from a storage unit, and the guy was a big time modeler. I still have a big box of all the extra modeling things where you do your own work. The polystyrene plastic pieces where you make your own stuff, not from a kit.
Oh, wow.
And what else do I have over there? There's a bunch of stuff, airbrushes and all kinds of stuff. So he was into modeling big time. But yeah, those models flew off the shelves. And then after that, I really haven't done a lot after that.
My niece, actually Gwen's niece, but my niece by marriage, had been a part owner of a video game store.
Oh, wow.
And when their relationship dissolved and the store closed, she got all the inventory.
Wow.
And put it in a storage unit. And it had been there for like 2 years.
Uh-huh.
And
you haven't talked her out of
it? The guy her guy kind of got the bank, what money was in the bank account from the business. But she said, I have been to like, what's those shows where people dress up as
the cosplay stuff?
Yeah, cosplay. She would take boxes of video game stuff to cosplay events and sell that stuff and make $1,500 in a weekend.
Jeez, nice.
But she was ready to be done with it, and she needed out from underneath the storage unit rent. So she said, "I'll sell you all of it for $1,000."
Ooh.
And I went and looked at it and go, "Oh my God.
Are you
Look
sure?
at all this, look at all this stuff." And of course, you never watched my videos, but I did a video on it.
You're right. I don't watch anybody's videos, not yours. I don't watch very many people's videos.
So I gave her the 1,000,
Look at it.
and I have a Ford F-250 pickup,
Right.
and it took 2 trips in the F-250. Plus, we filled up Gwen's RAV4 Toyota once,
Oh my gosh.
and I'm a little over $15,000 net profit on video game stuff.
Left.
And I've worked through most of it. I still have a bunch listed, but
Nice. That sounds like an awesome buy.
yeah.
Can't beat
So
that.
yeah, filled up the house again. I mean, Gwen was like, "Well, it's good you're helping the niece out, giving her some money for all this."
You're thinking, whatever. Yeah. I'd probably give her 2,000 if she asked for 2,000.
And she says, "Where are you going to put all that?" Because at my age and ability level, physically, I don't want to have a storage unit or a separate facility that I pay money for. So
Right.
yeah, it's all going in the house somewhere.
Oh boy.
So it did.
And that's why she went back to work early.
So from April to now, and I'm still not through listing all of it.
Wow. That's awesome. Was it just, all different platforms, right? Not just a platform specific?
It was pretty much from old Atari all the way through PS3.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I mean, I got Xbox 360. I got
Sure.
PlayStation
Here's the real
2.
question. How many sports games do you have?
I kind of estimated how many total games I had,
Oh,
and I think it was around 4,000 video games,
oh my gosh.
and about 700 of them were NES and SNES.
Oh, nice. The cartridge style.
Those flew out of here.
Yeah, those go quick.
I sold nearly all of those in April.
Nice.
But the PS2 games, they're just sitting there.
That's kind of a dead console, I think. That's not to the point where people are collecting them yet. It's in the dead zone because you have your NES and your Super NES that people collect, and then they have the new stuff that they play. But that PlayStation 2, Xbox 360 area is kind of
Xbox and Xbox 360. I've sold some of it. I mean,
sure.
I made a lot of money, but I probably, out of all the games, I would say 30% were sports games.
Yeah, that's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, are you selling singles or are you doing batches?
Both, whatever makes the most sense,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like most of the PS2, I've got listed for like 6 games for $12 or something, So,
Right, just to try and move them.
yeah. I've sold very little PS2. It's all just sitting in there and
Taking up space.
yeah. I may have to do some tinkering with the listings.
Yeah. Get something. Make one big lot. $100 for 50 games, PS2 games or something.
Yeah. And then there were 20 broken consoles. They're just sitting in there.
I was going to ask you if you got consoles as well or just games.
Yeah, I got consoles and I got boxes of tangled wire. There'll be Xbox wires mixed up with PS2 wires mixed up with
Gotcha.
you name it.
I just sold a what did I sell? I sold an Xbox 360 Guitar Hero guitar. For like $75.
Really?
Yeah, and it had it had the breakaway cable, so it was complete. But it had stickers all over it. It was just the plain old white one. It wasn't even one of the nicer ones, the sunbursts or any of those. So I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
I got like 4 of those drum sets. I haven't even tried to put them together yet.
Now, I had a drum set with all the stands and everything, and I ended up getting rid of them. Not because they weren't worth money, as I didn't want to set them up to make sure I had all the pieces.
So,
I'm lazy.
What'd you do? Donate them or what?
Yeah, I think I did. I think I donated them. Because if anybody, wanted just the drum portion, I can't remember if I even kept that. But with all the cheap metal stands and all that, I wasn't going to put that together. So I figured, well, I'll keep the head unit and get rid of all the other stuff. So I don't even know if I kept that after a while.
Yeah. And that peripheral stuff, it's just so hard to move it. It's like if like I got like 4 of these things. It's Nintendo NES satellite. So you can plug in 4 controllers so
Right.
4 people can play the same game at the same time.
Uh-huh.
But it's got a separate unit that you plug into the NES.
Right. And you don't have that.
I got like 6 of these, 4, 5, 6 of these, but none of the other.
No interfaces, huh?
I'm like,
That sucks.
I don't even know if this would sell by itself.
I have no idea.
But and they look to be in good usable condition, but
Right.
unless I can find those.
Interesting. Yeah, I imagine a lot of that cabling is stuff that's there. It's worth something, but it's not worth a lot, and it would take forever just to list it. You want to list all your other stuff first, and then if you have nothing else to list, you list those kind of things, AV cables or something like that. I actually sold it was a original Nintendo that would go out to the cable and then hook to an old analog TV with the switch.
Yeah.
I sold one of those once for, I don't even remember. It was like $18, $20, something like that. And I was astounded that it was even worth anything. I was thinking, who has an old analog TV anymore, But there's some of those purists that they want, that's what they grew up with. They had the Nintendo game system on a 19-inch TV, and that's what they want again.
Yeah.
So kind of crazy, but.
And I had a bunch of stuff like this. It's like a knockoff controller for NES.
Yeah, that's probably not worth much. Probably.
Yeah. Here's a Genesis 1 AV cable. Here's a Dreamcast cable, So there was some.
It's hard to find, so Sega might be actually worth a little bit more.
Yeah.
But you've got tons and tons, huh?
Well, I'm getting through it.
That's good. Yeah, you seem to end up with some of those really cool situational buys, like your girlfriend there for a while, and this niece thing, and so interesting way of coming across inventory.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but I guess if you play the game long enough, sooner or later you'll get some kind of win like that, right?
Yeah.
Like when Cincinnati Picker bought the whatever, like 18 pallets of CDs or DVDs or whatever he bought. I was just thinking, oh, I can't even imagine. That's just a big headache. I couldn't even think about that kind of, that kind of buy.
Hi, Nikki.
He had a quick buy, a quick sell right after that. Like he had kind of set it up before he made the buy. So, hey, Nikki, how are you? I didn't even know you were still around. I never see you. But it's because I don't watch, so probably why.
Did you see the buys that, what's his name, RVA Flips and Lonnie made?
Recently?
Yeah.
Is that the cars or something?
No, they went to, there's a chain of stores. It depends on where you live, what it was.
Yeah, no, I heard a little bit, but I didn't buy anything yet.
Bells or what was the one RVA Flips went to? Anyways, it's the same chain of stores.
Uh-huh.
Now went out of business at the same time.
Wow.
And Lonnie bought $10,000 worth of inventory at like less than 10% retail value.
Wow.
And then RVA Flips went and bought $14,000 worth of stuff. And there were just tons of makeup and jeans and brand new shirts.
Huh. Wow.
Go watch their videos. Huh?
I said I probably ought to go watch that too. Like I said, I don't watch enough, so I don't find out about this stuff, and then it's like, oh man, why didn't I watch that? Yeah, that'd be cool. I heard that he did a big buy, but I didn't know what it was. Cool though. That'll be interesting to watch. Well, I think I'm going to get off here.
Okay.
Because I actually need to get some work done.
Nah.
I'm glad I got to hang out with you and Deldon and all the people in the chat. It was, fun to come out. I'm leaving because Nikki's here. So, she go. Not really, Nikki. But I'll do it again. Like I said, I enjoyed hanging out with you guys, and I will talk to you another time.
All right. Thanks for having me on. It was fun.
Absolutely.